Hello there, comic book fans. I am back from the comic shop again this week with only 4 comics this week. It was a slow week for me, including No Mercy. I guess that's number 7 that would make this, if that's a weird way to number things. Not a very impressive cover either. Oh, I just noticed I have a fold in my cover right there. Oh, well. I'm enjoying No Mercy. Carla Speed McNeil is one of my favorites on art. I enjoy her Finder that she writes a lot better, but this is okay. Story of a bus crash in South America. All the kids, some of them survived it, some of them who didn't. Now some of them are at the hospital and are being rescued. I'm not sure exactly what's going to happen with the story next. At first it was sort of survival horror, but now the survival part has happened, at least for some of them. So I don't know if there's going to be horror next, or plot, or whatever. But either way, No Mercy, I'm along for the ride. Good stuff. And next we have The Autumn Lands, number 9. Good story. Some very nice artwork. And this future world where with animals, and they always do this double-page pulp novel, page 2 and 3 in it. I'm not quite sure what the point of that is, besides to give it a little fantasy flavor. But they've been doing it every issue. Look at that, a dinosaur. Well, this one's been, like I said, I've been enjoying this one. They're a magic world where the magic is disappearing. They pull the hero from the past, who happens to be a human being and not an animal, and got into a big fight with bad guys and good guys and cities and civilizations and people who live in the air and people who live on the ground, and then all of a sudden giant UFO stuff that only the human could see showed up. So we'll have to see where this one is going, but I'm thoroughly enjoying Autumn Lands, even though, like I said, fantasy stuff really isn't my genre, but if it's good, it's good, and this is good. And number 3 is issue number 4 of the Manhattan Project's The Sun Beyond the Stars. This would be hard to figure out because it just says, you might think this is the Manhattan Project's issue number 4, but it's not. It's Manhattan Project's The Sun Beyond the Stars number 4. I just noticed too that there's a month on. You don't see months on comics anymore. I always liked the months on comics because when you're looking back over your issues and flipping through them, it's watching the months go by is like a little time machine. So you can get all your comics from, 1982 and all your issues of whatever you got there, Amazing Spider-Man, and as you flip through the covers, you see January, February, March. I always liked that. I always watched them. It's like a little time capsule you can have with your comics as you see time go by. But months have been abandoned now, except, I guess, on the Manhattan Project's The Sun Beyond the Stars. That's if you have any clue it's not the original Manhattan Project's issue number 4. But this one, they relaunched it with specific subtitles in order to go into specific genres. So this is a sci-fi genre one. Feels pretty thick too. I've been enjoying this since the beginning. I think it went to 23 or 24 issues, the original series. So there's probably 28 issues now or so. But it's a good one to check out. They have all the original stuff in trade and hardcover, yada, yada, yada. Pick up whatever one you want. But it's a good series, The Manhattan Projects. And the 4th book we have this week is Injection 7. I really liked Injection 6. I've enjoyed the whole series so far, but 6 was the beginning of a new story arc. And Warren Ellis was saying he was making the story kind of more accessible and grounded. And he basically turned it into a mystery. So issue 6 was kind of a Sherlock Holmes type character. Looks like we're back to there he is. There's the Sherlock Holmes type character, and there's our character from the first story arc who works for some secret government agency or something. And they were all involved with this project called Injection years ago that somehow links them all. But issue 6 actually reminded me of Planetary, probably because that was the other mystery type book that Warren Ellis wrote. But he just set up this big overarching mystery that's going on where I don't know, can't even tell you what the mystery is, except there's some guy behind something who served the Sherlock Holmes guy human meat, and he's doing something bad. But if you haven't checked out Injection yet, grab issue 6 and 7 and give them a read. Only a $2.99 book, that's good. And give them a read, and you can skip over the first arc for now. Because like I said, I really, really enjoyed issue number 6, and I expect to enjoy issue number 7. Ooh, one other thing I wanted to say, I'll just give you one of my printouts of one of my covers that I actually colored to look at as I talked. Pricing. It was funny that Sleepy Reader I saw complain today on Twitter that Batman number 50 shot up to $6. It's an oversized book, but when you put it on your pull list, you kind of agree to buy things before you even know the price, so that and he was kind of tired of DC pumping up the price on all their 25 whatever anniversary they got. All of a sudden you owe $6 instead of $3 or $4 that you usually owe. And I have to say, I was thinking about that as I didn't even see issue 50 in the store today. But did you see the price on Deadpool number 7? Now, not even a 25th, 50th, 100 issue. Deadpool number 7 had 25th anniversary written across it, and it was a $10 comic. $9.99 was the price on it. I was just flabbergasted. I mean, it was, of course, bigger than your normal comic. It was probably 3 comics. But still, you put Deadpool on your pull list, you're expecting to pay $4 a month for it, and all of a sudden issue 7 is $10? That just seems a little crazy to me. But that was my pricing. Oh, and one other thing. This week I was briefly king of Marvel 90s nostalgia for the video I posted of MTV at Marvel in 1992. And in case you're I think 11,000 views it got. And in case you're wondering if one video getting 11,000 views drives up subscriptions on your YouTube channel, I can tell you it doesn't. I don't think I've got, my normal video has 100, 150 views, and I think I have maybe 700 subscribers, so that's a pretty low view rate, and I probably get, 5 new subscribers a week, if that. So you would think that with 11,000 new people watching something on my channel, that some of them would subscribe, but they don't. Just to let you know that I thought that was an interesting fact. Not that it matters one way or the other, but I just found that very interesting that all those new people they were just clicking on a video and they didn't care where it came from. They were just watching a video briefly. So just in case you think getting a lot of views on one of your video will drive up your subscriptions, I can tell you it won't. And finally, we'll give you a look at my background art. I have no idea if I showed these or not before. They're from last year at about this time. They're in I have a box where I put things of sort of prints that are waiting to be turned. So these have been penciled and inked. They're getting kind of waiting to be turned into color prints, but I haven't wanted to bother doing it yet. Let's see, where's that from? 2/21/15. So sometimes things just sit here for a long while, if not forever. But these are just 2 drawings I did, penciled and inked last year. 1/4/15. I named them too. What's the name of this one? In the Ball Game. I named things randomly just to be able to keep track of them, just so I can write down when I did it or make a scan of it and put a name on it. Otherwise, everything would just be one big mess. What's the name of this one? Mind Free. Like I said, whatever pops into my head at the time, it becomes the name of it. It usually doesn't have anything to do with the drawing, but those are just a couple of my real op-arty drawings that I did last year. I figured I'd show them to you. So everybody have a good week out there.